Well, hello, it's Ruth here at Artful Stampin. So I'm pre-recording this video for Friday night on the 24th of January because I'm going to be packing up my craft room ready for an event tomorrow and I want to get on and do it. And if I pack everything up, it means I can't do a video live tonight. So I thought I'd pre-record this for you. So I've re-inked my stamp pads, ink pads, and look, you can see that that's the evidence. I have had this stamp set on my shelf for a really long time. I was very kindly gifted it by a friend and not got round to using it. I thought, you know what, today's the day, going to get on with it, bite the bullet and use it. But they're not, obviously, for those of you who follow my channel, they're not images that I tend to use that often, but I'm going to try and turn it into something a bit more artful, you know, more my style. So to start off with, I'm going to apply a little bit of a lemon lolly to my piece of paper, and I'm using the ink brayer and just going to I'll turn that over. There we go. Just start in the middle and then kind of go out to the edges. So when you ink your brayer, go in the same direction to make sure the ink goes all the way around, and I'm just kind of going like that. I don't need ink on the right on the edge of my card there, so just applying there. Might run some down the middle. There we go. So I kind of want a bright, happy kind of colour scheme. So that was a lemon lolly, and I want to also use this stamp here. It's a great background texture stamp. So when you look at purchasing stamps, it's often helpful to think about what else you can use it for. So yes, it can be the background, it can be a tree, it can be all the lovely foliage, but I want it to do more. And when you're just trying to get some colour onto a piece of cardstock and just a bit of texture, alternative texture in the background, then have a look at those kinds of stamps and see what else you can do with them. So hello, if you're watching this on the premiere. Oh, there's my soft sea foam. I've got it out already. And hope you're having a nice Friday evening. If you're watching this later on, hello and welcome. My name's Ruth, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. So I mainly use Stampin' Up products to create art, to create stamped art, to create cards, books and so forth. And I'm just popping it. It looks like I'm basically making my paper mouldy. I'm looking at this and thinking it just looks like mould, but I just want to get a bit of texture in the background. So actually, I don't know why I didn't go for pink. Why did I not do that? I don't know. I'm wondering. I want a bit of brightness. I'm going to go for a bit of lemon lime. I'm just going to clean that off. Okay, let's go for a bit of brightness. Maybe not all over, just in the odd place. I've got some bright green mould going on now. All right, I just wanted a kind of soft background on which to stamp those kind of images. All right, so there we have it. And what else do I want in the background? So it's this that I'm thinking of. I'm wondering, what if I stamp some of this, but not in green, but another colour. What about a blue? So it doesn't interfere too much with the images that I'm going to be stamping on. A bit of coastal. When in doubt, go for Coastal Cabana. All right, I'm just gonna pop them here and there. Doing first and second generation stamping, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Do I want one over here? Maybe just another little bit there. Just use the second there. All right. Got a nice background coming along there. I think I do want to use my elements of text, but I'll come back to that later. I want to scatter some of these on first. And we've got a bunch of flowers, plant, and I think I'll use maybe the birthday cake for today. There is a shopping cart. What's that? A little thing of like a bag, gift bag. Oh, new stamp smell. You see, it only happens once, you know, when you first open a new stamp set and you get that new stamp smell. It's worth enjoying it. Yep, it's the only time you'll get it. Okay, I am going to go for a bit of Pretty Peacock because I want this to really show up against my background. So this is a lovely dark teal colour. I'm hesitating to say it's blue or it's green. It's teal, so it's in between. And I'm just going to pop in some birthday cakes. And this kind of stamp sheet is really great for doing like a slimline card, or perhaps even decorating a gift bag. You could cut pieces of this and do that too. So here's my little bouquet of flowers. Bouquet. I'll just do kind of going random, but also trying to space them out so that I've got room for every image. Got a little plant. It's weird, I'm just doing the plant the right, you know, not at a jaunty angle. It's funny, isn't it? I just kind of went with that, just doing it at a straight up. And that, I don't want to change that. So sometimes images lend themselves to that, and then some you just go, nope, just going to have them straight on. Okay, I think I like that. And I'm wondering whether to just colour in. I'm going to grab Coastal Cabana and Granny Apple Green. So I'm kind of keeping in with the whole yellows and blues and so on. And I'm thinking let's colour in some of these images. Oh, I'm going to grab my lemon lime twist as well. So I'm kind of putting lemon lime on the edge of the leaves there. Sort of semi-blending them. If I wanted to properly blend, I should be using the alcohol pens, but I didn't want to do that. Okay. And this is a good way to make these images just stand out a little bit. So I hope you're having a nice Friday evening, preparing for the weekend. So as I said, I'm going to be doing an event in the Hive, which is a studio space that I use. And I'm doing what's called a bring your own day. So people just pay to have a table space and to sit and stamp. So I'm going to be packing up a lot of my supplies, all my Stampin' Up, mainly all my Stampin' Up supplies will go there. And people are able to just come and have a little test run, basically. It's kind of come and have a go and have a play with products. And it's a great way to see, oh, I've just forgotten that one. It's a great way for people to try before they buy type thing, and also just hang out and have a crafty day together. And then on Saturday evening, I've been invited to a Burns night event. So I've got a nice bottle of wine to take to that. Right, I colour these in. This is quite nice. It's just sort of making the image a bit more solid against all that stamping and imagery in the background, so it doesn't look so odd. Right, so I was going to come in and do something a bit darker here. What about, ooh, Lost Lagoon? No, is that Lost Lagoon? Yes, it is. Just go a little bit of Lost Lagoon there. I'm going to tilt this slightly because it's easier sometimes to colour in on the tilt because of how your hands naturally sort of sit. So there we go. And I'm thinking I could probably leave most of the cake as it is, but might colour in just that middle section. So a bit pool party maybe. Just the wiggle. I'm just going to colour in the wiggle. And I'm not too worried about it being absolutely precise. Doesn't need to be all coloured in. Although I've just noticed the candles will need a bit of colour on them. So this is a super fun way to make several cards in one go. And I'm a great believer in, you know, if you've got your stamps out, you may as well make more than one card. All right, I'm going to get some Daffodil Delight now. Do the candles, and I'm thinking also it'd be nice to do some of these flowers. So there we go. And again, I'm not over worried about it being too precise, partly because I know you guys are watching this and you don't want to have to spend too much time doing this. What was the other thing I was going to say? Something popped into my head then. Oh, yes. So the lovely Serena, who some of you know from my channel, who pops in and on the lives and says hi, she is on the artisan design team this year for Stampin' Up. And please do go and check out her socials. Serene, if you just type in Serena, S-A-R-I-N-E, Stampin' Up, artisan design team, you'll find her on socials, Instagram and so forth, and Facebook and YouTube. She has just stamped the most gorgeous wreath as part of one of her design team tasks, and she very kindly gave me a shout out, so I'm giving her a shout out back because she's awesome. All right, I'm thinking a little bit of lemon lime here. Yes, so she very kindly credits me with inspiring her, but I have to say her work is just so beautiful, and she's really kind of run with this style of stamping and is an artist in her own right. And I've been sort of reflecting a little bit on the idea of us being artists as stampers. I think because some of us are entry point, we were talking about entry points into crafting and stamping the other day, and I sometimes feel that if our entry point is perhaps to card making is, I don't know, we started off using stickers or papers or pre-cut items, that we somehow kind of feel that perhaps we're not artisans, we're not artists. But for those of you who really have worked on your craft, who, you know, perhaps have been doing it for a number of years, and you've gone beyond that a little bit, you're starting to make your own backgrounds, you're thinking about your placement on your cards, your scrapbook pages, then I would say you can claim the word artist. You know, why not? You're making very conscious decisions about how your work looks, and you're not just perhaps following a pattern. You're not just copying anymore. You're really thinking for yourself. So I am all for supporting people to become artists in their own right and celebrate that. So if you feel that you have developed as a crafter over the last few years, you know, please tell me about your successes. Right, so as you can see, I've just put a little bit of lemon lolly onto the cake, and I wanted it to look like it was slightly 3D, so I've only just done it from the left hand side and left the right, so it looks a little bit more structured. I'm wondering, so that was it Coastal Cabana I used on? I'm just going to add a little bit of extra coastal just on the edge of my plant pot there, make that look a little bit more 3D. So I wouldn't recommend you do this with the first layer of colouring, because if you colour over and over and over with a Stampin' Right marker, it will pill the paper because it's water based. You can do it with the alcohol pens. I'm pointing over there because that's where mine are. But if you want to create that depth, you can. You just have to wait for the first layer of ink to dry. So I forgot that one. All right, I am really happy with that. Might just do a little bit of lemon just to fill in some of those wee gaps. And I think the final flurry is going to be some script. And quite like this one. I know I said I was going for a slightly more clean. Did I say that earlier? Going for a more clean, modern look? No, perhaps I didn't. But I don't know. The script fits everything. It goes with everything. I'm going to grab Pretty Peacock because it's a nice dark colour. And this stamp is very delicate and pretty, so it can cope with a dark colour. And shall I go stamped off? Let's just see what it looks like first. Stamped off. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm kind of aiming for some of the gaps. I'm going to stamp off, then do second and third on here. It just helps to fill in some of those gaps that I have. There we go. I don't want to go as far in terms of splattage and dottage. I feel like this is a bit too heavy, so I'm not going to use that. Oh, I've got one to put away somewhere. There's one on my desk. So I'm going to go for the Pretty Peacock pen and just do some of my own splatting. So I tend to do that by flicking. Now, let me just see if I can do it by whacking. No, it doesn't tend to happen so much, no. Okay, so a bit of flicking. There we go. Ooh, that was a big one. Okay, just adds a little bit of final delicate detail to the background there. And when you do the flicking, it's worth going back round with your pen just to pick it up, because it likes to sit in there and then it gets all on the pen. So I like to clean that off every so often. Right, there you have it, my stamped one sheet wonder using Attention Shoppers, my first ever play. I hope you like it. And so, as I said, this is a great little sheet for perhaps making slimline cards and then adding a strip of a sentiment, like, I mean, this would be gorgeous for a happy birthday style card. Or congratulations, maybe. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, what would you use this stamped one sheet wonder for? And maybe next week I'll actually make some cards out of it and I'll go with your suggestions. So I think I could make 4. I can make a minimum of 3, but I could squeeze out 4. So we'll go, if you could comment in the description, let me know what you would use this for, and I'll pick the 4 sentiments. I mean, it might be we just have loads of happy birthdays, but we'll see. It'll be fun. Let me know what occasions. Obviously we've got one here, we've got happy birthday here, we have got just for you. That's nice. Thanks is quite nice. Oh, and treat yourself, so you could send someone a voucher. That would be nice. And then we've got shopping is always a good idea. Well, I have to say I don't agree with that sentiment, but there we go. But happy birthday just for you, thanks, and treat yourself. And I love the script on those. So let me know in the comment section. So thank you everybody for joining me. Sorry it's a bit of a quick one this evening, but I hope you enjoy it and are inspired. If not by anything else but the colour scheme, I really love it. This is a colour scheme I tend to return to quite often because it's so fabulous. So I used Pretty Peacock, Coastal Cabana, Lemon Lime Twist and Soft Seafoam for my inks. Did I use Lemon Lolly as well? Where's that gone? Yeah, there it is, it's hiding. So that's what I used for ink pads. And then the Stampin' Right markers, I used Lemon Lolly, Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lime Twist, Granny Apple Green, and then some Pool Party, Coastal Cabana and Lost Lagoon. So just a reminder, if you sign up as a demonstrator this month and February, you can actually choose 2 packs of the Stampin' Right markers to go with your £130 of product. Oh, can't forget Lost Lagoon. Yeah, so 2 packs of colours. So those ones predominantly come from the Brights and the Subtles. It's only Pretty Peacock that's in the Regals. But all those are in the Brights and the Subtles colour range from Stampin' Up. If you've got any questions about that, please do email me, ruthtrice@gmail.com, and I'll be pleased to answer any questions that you may have. Okay, everyone, lots of love. Really great to have your company, although I'm talking to myself here in my studio, but I'm imagining you're all with me later on when you're watching this. Okay, take care for now. Bye.